Hey, what's up guys here? This is Raj H from the Y Wi-Fi lifestyle blog. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. Just got done working out. Sorry, I'm shirtless. I know it's disgusting, but you know, just keep your eyes up here, from here up, all right? I just want to share some stuff with you. I just thought about something that I thought would be maybe possibly relevant. I'm trying to slow it down, see if that helps. I gotta make this quick because I got an appointment to make. But I want you to know that if you're watching this video, or if you've ever come across something in life where you wonder, should I make a decision about this or not? And then you thought, nah, this isn't gonna work, or like maybe if you're looking for a home-based business opportunity, or if you're looking for a way to make extra money, which is probably why you're on my page, more than likely why you're on my YouTube channel, or blog, or whatever, wherever you're seeing this video, it's because things happen for a reason. You know, you got here because you're probably looking for something like that, or maybe you're an internet marketer already. You're not having a lot of success, and you're looking for success. So, here's some stuff that I want to share with you. Here's something that not stuff. Here's one thing I want to share with you. Things like this happen for a reason. You know, you don't. I mean, I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are, if you believe in God or you don't, or which God you believe in, or if you're an atheist, whatever it is, in whatever realm of belief your thoughts lie in, you know, or that your paradigm lies in. There's the same type of principle, or the same there's the same principle that's ubiquitous across all types of beliefs. Whether you're an atheist or you believe in God, whichever God it is, or you know, you believe that the universe is in charge of everything, whatever that is, it all has to do with things, everything, whether it's from an atheistic standpoint or whatever. All things happen for a reason. Even when there's no God, there's energy, and if you believe just solely in science, you know, the first law of thermodynamics, I think, is that energy can neither be created or destroyed, but only transferred. You know, so energy transfer happens not just from, like, you know, burning fuel in an internal combustion engine, but it happens through. We all have our own energy. Like, for example, have you ever walked into a room, maybe maybe a church revival, or into like a pep rally or something, or to a soccer game or a football game or something, where the energy is just so high and you can actually feel it. You can feel the intensity in that place. The people they're so excited, you feel it. You know, and that is not just a feeling in your mind. That is you feeling the energy that's coming off of people. You know, so things happen for a reason, because energy, it gets transferred, it gets moved around, it gets pushed around, and whether it's because of a higher power, or whether it's because the universe is there, or because of energy itself just getting transferred around, things move people in certain directions and make them make certain decisions in life. And though that might be hard to understand, even I don't understand it completely, not even close, but I know that it's something like that as our energy is created and moved this way or that way, energy is created somewhere else, it moves this way and that way, and it pushes us towards different paths, and towards different decisions, and towards different circumstances in life. And that's kind of how that works, as far as I've been able to deduce, and from what I've researched and seen in life. So I want to share a story with you. So see, because I in my life have gone through many times where there was something that happened where I was just like, man, I can't believe this happened, or this is just the worst situation. And then a couple of weeks or days, or maybe even minutes later, or months later, or a year later, whatever, it depends, doesn't matter. I look back and I think, man, if that hadn't happened, I would be in a totally different situation right now. If this hadn't happened, or I hadn't made this decision, or this person hadn't done this, or whatever it might be, whatever way energy affected situations and made things happen in a certain way. So one time, you know, for those of you who know me, if you've watched my other videos or gone to my blogs or seen my very first videos and stuff, I kind of explain, or not just some of my other later videos, I explain about my life. And you know, I'm 33 right now. It's the year 2013, October, and you know, back in my 20s, I was a big partier. I partied my life away. I lived all over the world. I was going from country to country, joining different medical schools, because that's what my mom wanted, and I didn't really want that, so I just did it for her sake, but just partied while I was wherever I was at. And the place where I spent the most time was in the Dominican Republic. And Around about 2005, in December, I met this girl there that was from there, and she was very well-to-do. Came from a very rich family, and you know, we eventually started dating and stuff, and we started to, you know, we were, you know, I once, and this was in rehab that I met her. But you know, I was there for drug addiction, and she was there for something else. I'm not going to get into any details about it, but me and her, we met and we started dating, and you know, you know, when I got out, I tried to stay on the straight and narrow, but it never happened because I didn't really want to go to rehab. I didn't really want to change at the time. I didn't think I had a problem. My mom was the one who thought I had a problem, and so which I did have a problem, but at the time that's how I thought of. She thinks I have a problem, so I'll just go to make her happy. So you know, so anyways, I'd get out and I'd get back to my old ways, and she didn't join me in those ways at first, but for, you know, after, but you know, she would still indulge me in whatever. I was a spoiled brat, and you know, to some degree, I still am mama's boy and stuff, and you know, but at the end of the day, I'm at least doing something for my life, whereas then I wasn't. You know, I'm creating my own Wi-Fi lifestyle. Woohoo! So anyways, she basically indulged me and spoiled me, and she had the money to do that, and we would go out all the time, and we'd go stay in villas and by the ocean. You know, I'm talking about in the Caribbean, so you know, it was really nice things that we used to do, and we'd just go places and really have good times, and she had the money to support my habits and stuff like that, but she didn't really want to, but she really loved me, so it was like hard for her to say no to me, you know, kind of thing like that, which I was wrong for even, you know, doing that to her, but I did, and you know, and I wasn't thinking straight back then. So anyways, this one, and around 2007 for Christmas, not Christmas, for New Year's, we headed down to a place in Dominican Republic called Punta Cana. And we took my brother and his baby's mama at that time, and we took the Toyota Land Cruiser that she had and her parents had. We took that down, and I used to drive. And there in DR you can drive drunk. There's no like real rule about it. They actually have drive-through bars, if you can believe it. Yes, you heard me right. Drive-through bars. You can take your car, it's just a little bar stand with a little driveway that runs around the side. You go up, open the window, and the guy was, yeah, I'll take a rum and coke, or I'll take a, you know, a Budweiser, and he will pass you your drink, and you pay him the money and drive off. If you ever go to Santo Domingo, just ask them where the drive-through bars are at, they'll tell you. And it's pretty crazy. So there's no drinking. I mean, drinking and driving isn't really, I mean, they kind of have a rule, but they don't really enforce it, you know? I mean, obviously they're not shutting down the drive-through bar, so obviously they're not enforcing it. So when I used to drive down to these, when I was drive to these resorts that we go to all the time, I'd be drinking and snorting cocaine and stuff. So, and I would drive like really fast. There's no speed limits either. I just drive like a maniac, you know? I mean, maniac in a sense, I still, to this day, I maintain that I knew what I was doing. You know, I never got us into any accidents or anything. But except for this one story, which is what I'm coming to. So the energy was really obviously negative and pushing me in wrong directions here. I was pushing the energy in wrong directions here. We were heading down that day, and we were driving a Land Cruiser, and I was going about, you know, I literally, that car was so heavy. It was a V6, the Land Cruiser. I had that. It was an SUV, and I had the all the way there almost. Like 75% of the way there, I had my foot all the way pushing against the back. The pedal was pushed against the ground. I mean, and I wasn't able to get it to go any faster than that. It was going like about 110 the whole way, 110, 115. So, I mean, and I drove that way the whole way. And then we came to this spot. There's some of these roads in the DR, these highways, they get bad, especially after the rains and stuff. They get eroded. And we came to this one spot where there was these huge potholes, like this deep. So, like these big 18-wheelers that were coming through there had to really slow down. And so I slowed down. I mean, I slowed down. There was a big line of traffic in front of me. Well, I was, you know, hyped up and drinking and you know, high. And I was like, man, I can't stand this going this slow. I need to get around these people. So I looked in the rear view, pulled out, and I didn't see nothing in the rear view. So when I pulled out, I was just pulling out, and I was getting into the, I mean, it was just a two-lane. There was like, we're going this way, and then there was a lane coming this way, cars coming that way, and I looked, I didn't see any cars, so I went out into the opposite lane to pass these cars, because I knew that the Land Cruiser could handle those big potholes, right? So I went through, I pulled out, I looked and didn't see anything, pulled out, and then just as I'm starting to pick up speed to pass all these 18-wheelers and stuff, boom, you know, and it was like, whoa, you know, and then the car just started going really fast forward, like it started going, you know, it shot up to like 50 miles an hour. And then I wasn't even pressing the gas or anything. So I just passed it. It pushed me past all the 18-wheelers, and I got back in the right lane and then pulled over to the side. And then we were just everyone was kind of shell-shocked for a second. And there was a kid in the car, by the way, which is sad. It was my brother's daughter. No, not my brother's daughter, my brother's girlfriend's son. And he was a little kid, you know, so, but nobody got hurt or anything. It was just kind of a shock to everyone. I mean, luckily we were in a Land Cruiser, because I think it could take a beating. So we get out and we look over, and there is a white pickup truck in the reverse on the opposite lane, and his front end is just smashed in. Like if this was the normal front end, like just, let's say this is the full-size car and this is the full front end, you know, like where the engine's at, it was smashed in like this up to the windshield. The windshield was right here. Smashed all the way in, and he just got out and looked. He was just looking at me. But you always know that the general rule is if you hit the person from behind, it's the person from behind's fault. So he knew he had no case, and we went and looked at the back of our Land Cruiser. The only thing is that the light over the license plate had fallen off, and one of the fenders kind of got loose, and that was it. So we just looked at him, and he didn't know what to say, because he knew he was, and if we went, we could have gone and got him in trouble, so he didn't say anything. He knew he was already in enough trouble with his truck. We just jumped in the car and kept going. And we started driving, went over to the resort. We're having a good time. We spent there. We were there for New Year's or whatnot. And one day we went out to do something, and man, I started to notice that the car was kind of doing like this when we were driving. So I was like, man, this is kind of weird. I said, and I asked my ex if she knew she could feel that. And she was like, yeah, I feel it too. And so then she called her parents, and then they were like, well, and then I told her, don't worry about it, we'll be fine. I'll just drive slow on the way home, you know, knowing that probably that wouldn't have been the case anyways. But because once I get in a car, it's just, if it drives, it drives, and I'm going to drive it. So I'm gonna work it. So like but I told her anyway, just tell him don't worry about it. But then her dad kind of insisted. He just sent a wrecker all the way down there to pick up the Toyota Land Cruiser, and we just had to rent a car to go back. And I was like really bummed. I was like, man, because it was a nice car, it was comfortable to drive in. It had a cooler for my beer when I I hate to say that, but yeah, it was true. I enjoy it. It had a big ass cooler in the middle that I could put my beers in and stuff. So it was like, wow. So, you know, I was like, man, I wanted to drive that back. We'd have been fine. I don't think it was anything major. And, but you know, but it did kind of seem like maybe the axle got bent a little bit or something. So, but whatever it was, I was not too happy about it, but I just said, whatever, it's not my car anyways. It's not even my ex's car, it was her parents' car. So we, anyway, we finished out the week, and then I was asleep, and that morning her and my brother went to rent a car. So I thought we were gonna get something at least halfway decent so that I could speed us back home. I want to just get back home. It's about 5 hours from there back to the city, and no, like 3.5 hours, sorry, I took it back. It's like 3.5 to 4 hours, you know. So, but I always made that trip like, I've made that trip in 2.5 hours. That's how fast I used to drive. So, you know, 2 hours once. I made it 2 hours, yeah. 2 hours I made that trip. So, like, I was like, so they brought back this car that they rented, and it was a freaking long Nissan 10-passenger van, and I was like, oh, are you kidding me? And it was a manual, which I love manuals. That was awesome, but I mean, it was a manual van, so you know, that you can't really do much with a manual van. So I was like, I said, well, whatever, let's take it slow. So I got my rum and my orange juice, and I got, you know, and I got ready to drive us home, and we got in, and everyone packed up, and we started to go, and we were driving back, and you know, I really, because I was in the van, I just like, my mind switched over to like, I guess I can't really drive this thing fast. It's too big, and it was a little higher off the ground. Obviously, it's not safe, you know. So it was like, and even in my tipsy state, I was like, this is just, let me just drive it. Let me just drive this in fourth and just go about 50, 55 or whatever. So we had stopped at this rest stop to get some water and stuff and continue our trip, and we were just starting to head on the main highway. We were on the main highway. We were just starting to get into the first leg of the journey and just really get going, you know. So we were going around, and I was up to about 40 miles per hour, and there was a big curve coming around. You couldn't see what was on the other side. Started going, and then I started feeling the steering wheel kind of do like this, and when I was trying to make it go to the right to go around to follow the curve, it wasn't really responding. The van was kind of giving me a hard time. It was kind of going to the left or to the right, and then I managed to get around the curve at about 40 miles an hour, and all of a sudden on the other end of the curve, there's these two cops, and they're just doing like this, and they're trying to stop me, but I couldn't stop. I was hitting the brakes, the car was just going forward, and then all I see is as the van starts to turn like this, and all I see is the cop, because it's coming closer and closer. He's like this, and he's just like, wah! He just jumps into the bushes. And it was like crazy because I was about to hit him, but I couldn't stop the car. And then the van, and then it starts to go like this, and literally it just turns all the way around, and I'm trying to control it to make sure it doesn't go off the road because there was nothing on either side, just a little shoulder, and then you fell into like a field. I mean, that was like about a 10-foot drop down into a field, and it was like I was trying to keep it from going off the side, and I got it, and it came all the way around, and then well, actually, we started turning this way. I'm sorry, I like that. We started turning this way. And then it got all the way around. I got all the way back around, and then poof, it stopped right at this angle. If this is the road, stopped at this angle on the road. It just stopped, and then the car cut out because I let go of the clutch. So turned it back on, pulled it to the side. We got out, and the cops were like, "Yo, man, we're so sorry. It's not your fault. You weren't going that fast." But yesterday in the afternoon, an oil tanker wrecked over here. An 18-wheeler with oil wrecked, and it spilled oil all over the road, and we're still waiting for the cleanup crew. And I was like, man, that's totally unsafe, especially at a curve. You need to put orange signs like way before the curve so people know. I mean, because it's only one road and people have to use that road. You know, it's not like the United States where they would have just blocked it off until it was clean. You know, that's a main road that goes to that city, and you know, people are going to keep coming whether there's oil or not. And but anyways, for whatever reason, my higher power and the energy that he created for that situation helped everything work out. And I talked to a friend about a year later, or not a year later, a couple months later, and he told me that one of his friends died one night going to Punta Cana, which is where we were at. He was in his BMW. This guy, you know, he was a rich guy, and he left one night coming back to Santo Domingo. He decided to come back. He didn't want to stay for New Year's, and he was going about 150 miles an hour at night on the same road, and he died. He went flying off a curve. He just went flying right off of it, and he went to a field and wrecked his car and had rolled over and all that. And then he said there was oil on the road. And I was like, dude, I was on that same road the very next day. I was on that road the very next day, and our van did like a 360 plus, you know, went even further than 360, and we managed to stay on the road and stuff. And he was like, no way, and it was like, it was that. So it was that crazy. That's how dangerous that was. And so what's the point here? I was so upset about, you know, we got that, you know, rear-ended, and I didn't want to send that Land Cruiser back, and you know, it's no big deal, I'll make it back. You know what? If my ex's father hadn't insisted on sending that wrecker back, I guarantee you, I would have jumped in the car with all our bags. I would have started drinking, and I would have head home with my foot all the way to the floor like it was on the way there. And I would have come across that curve just the same way my friend's friend, who, you know, went flying off at, you know, 150 miles an hour in the middle of the night, that would have been the exact same thing. And just imagine what that would have been like, you know, in that big SUV, and with all the momentum it would have built up, we would have just went flying off that curve, and we'd have went right into that field in broad daylight, maybe even hit one of those cops, because he might not have had time to get out of the way at 110 miles an hour. So it's like energy in the world, whether it comes from our higher power, the universe, or whatever, it directs us and pushes us in different paths, and no matter what we might think, it all happens for our best outcome. Sometimes it's our time to go, then it's our time to go. Sometimes it's time for us to fail at something, it's time for us to fail. Sometimes our SUV that we want to take home is taken away from us, and we have to get a 10-passenger Nissan manual van that only goes, maxes out at 55, 60 miles an hour, or whatever, or 80, 70 miles an hour. Sometimes that is just how things happen, and instead of us thinking, oh man, this is the worst thing, we need to stop and think, man, maybe this happened for a reason. Maybe this happened for a reason, because, when I look back, we could all be dead. I might not be here making this video right now had my ex's father not taken that car back, spent the money to send a wrecker up there to take it back home and get fixed, and we had to rent that van, and you know what? It was the only thing left at Avis. Avis rental car was the only thing they had left, was a van. All their mid-sized cars and their sports cars, everything was rented. That was the only thing they had left for us to rent. Think about that. It was just like the one thing that was there. Like, the energy in the world created itself in such a way, or transferred itself in such a way, that everyone had to come in and get all those cars, and the only thing that was left for me was for us was that van. Think about it. Everything happens for a reason. You're watching this video for a reason. What I'm doing in my life, I'm doing for a reason. I want to share with people how they can build their own dream lifestyle, how they can do the things they want to do make the money they want to make, not have to work the job they're working if they don't like it, but do the things they love and still make money. And that's why maybe you're here, maybe you're looking for that. And I can offer you that. I have a mentor who's got a free training platform connected to an affiliate marketing program that we sell the most awesome product on the planet. Products, but our main product is a blogging platform. And we teach people how to have the kind of freedom in life and lifestyle that we're creating for ourselves. For me, I call it my Wi-Fi lifestyle, because I create my lifestyle wherever there's a Wi-Fi or data connection, as long as I got a laptop, cell phone, tablet, you know. So I want to help. Maybe you're here for a reason, and maybe you're looking for something, and maybe you'll make the decision to say no, and that's fine. But if you do think that there's a reason why you're looking on the internet for something and you can't go into my video, maybe it's for a reason. Maybe the energy transferred in the ways that it does in this world has brought you to this place right now, and maybe it can help change your life, because everything in my life has brought me to this point where I am now building my Wi-Fi lifestyle with the greatest company I've ever been with, who's not only helping me build my lifestyle through giving me financial freedom, but it's also helping me change as a person, helping me think differently, changing my values, my paradigm on life, what my habits, the way I think about life. It's changing all of that for me for the better. So it's making not only my financial situation better, it's making my relationships with people better. It's making my goals different and my purpose in life different. And it's awesome. Maybe you're here maybe there's something you're missing in your life that you need to change, or do you want to change? Well, if you're here, we can help you. I have one of the best mentors on the planet, and he will mentor you as well through his videos and through his training platform. He gives you all the resources you need to get started. If you just go down and click at the bottom, there's a link. I mean, you're here for a reason. Maybe this is it. And it doesn't hurt to just go down there, click on the link, put your name and your email in, and just go look at our introductory video. You're gonna meet me. You're gonna see a little bit of some pictures of me and my writing. First, you're gonna meet my mentor. He's gonna kind of explain to you our platform and what we do. And then you can take a tour through our system, and then you can meet me, and then you can make a decision anytime. Once you do, you'll be on my team, and I guarantee you, the way that my sponsors and my other team members have helped me, I will help you. I will help you find that missing link in your life, that missing component that you're missing, the things maybe you want to spend more time with your family, maybe you just want to cover some extra bills, maybe you just want to get that mortgage taken care of, maybe you just want to have a little bit more, maybe you just want to start working part-time and then sit at home and make money, maybe you want to get your wife something she can't have that you can't afford to get her for Christmas, or your kids something that they want, or maybe you just want to fire your boss completely and supplement your income from home, where you're your own boss and you can decide your own fate, and then the harder you work, the more money you make, and then but doing something you love, because our product facilitates that you can do what you love. You blog, you make videos about the things you like, you blog about the things you like. You don't have to blog about what our company tells you. No one's telling you what to blog about. You blog about what you want. You can make videos about what you want, and you can make money that way. And we will explain more. If you just, it's totally risk-free. You have a decision to make. You're here for a reason. The energy in the world transferred itself around to bring you here for a reason. And so why don't you just take a look. I'm saying go down there, click on it, put your name, your email in. Just watch it's risk-free to watch the introduction video and stuff. There's no obligation. We're gonna send you a link to your email. Just go there, click on it, and just get started checking us out. Check us out. And I guarantee you, if you join my team and you can make it the commitment to be coachable, teachable, and put your effort in, I will show you how I'm building my lifestyle the way I am. My mentor will also show you how he's built his lifestyle, and I will be there directly above you to help you all along the way. I mean, by phone, by email, whatever. As long as I see that you're putting in the effort, I will give you all the steps it takes to succeed. So just go down, click on it, just make that decision. You're here for a reason. You might not decide to do it, and that's totally fine. But if you do, I mean, everything that you've ever experienced in life has brought you to this moment to see this video. And I'm not just talking about this video. Everything that happens in your life, you brought to every moment in your life for a reason. So maybe you're here for a reason, and I hope it's maybe to finally make that, to find something that's going to help you make that change that you desperately probably want or need. So, well, I hope to see you on the inside to make that. I hope you decide to join our team and make that decision. Make the decision, because you are here for a reason, and I truly believe that, because it's, my life has proven that to me in so many situations. So I really hope to see you on the inside, and that we can work together in the future. Go down, click in, take our tour. Hope to see you on the inside. Take care.